start it off doing what we do best, talking hoops with the guys. 94 Feet of Life is the Facebook group. Scene is the family. Scene is the YouTube, the Facebook page. Part 2, 94 Feet of Friday, the doubleheader. Make sure you go back, watch the afternoon doubleheader. Shout out to Chris Pace and Ranks for coming through today. Special guests, Georgia Bulldog Nation. Now we back on the hoops. Happy New Year. This is the first show of 2022, so Happy New Year to the fellas, you and yours. I got MJ. I got Trav. We on watch-along settings right now. We flipping channel. We watching games. We gonna talk the game while we watch, man. It's just like being in the sports bar. So we do it casual, but we do got some topics we want to hit. And I want to start off with my main man, Jay Hamm. Because the topic of the week right now in NBA is the Memphis Grizzlies. Hottest team in the league, 11 straight as we taping this. And they got the player that's on everyone's mind. Ja Rule, a.k.a. Ja Morant. Hamm, let's just go into the proceedings. Fellas, this is open discussion. You know how we do it. You don't got to raise your hand like class. Just go with it, man. Hamm, but I want to start off kind of with you. Where does Ja rank right now? I know it's early. But we like to first guess here at 94. Whether it's like your favorite Grizzlies, the all-time Grizzlies, and how do you feel with this young squad that right now is looking very much like they are going to be a big problem in the West, not only this year, but for a couple years to come?
For what he's doing and what he's going to continue to do and where he'll end up, just this season alone, which these first 3 seasons, he's the greatest Grizzly of all time. Just that simple. What he's getting done in his rookie contract. This dude is about to start in an all-star game, probably. Just last week, he was about a few thousand shy behind Luka. Overtake that this week. Now he's a couple thousand ahead. So that part is catching up. The city's catching on. We got a superstar, for the first time. For a city that I was 20, about to be 21 before we even had Major League Sports here. Yeah, we got some memorable, the first 50-win team with the 10-man rotation with Hubert fondness. Because I had a power pack and I went to they gave me 11 games on the joint. They gave me 16. I paid for 11, and then I still went to some other extras. So I ended up going about 25, 30 games that year. Then you got Greg Grind, whole different level. Those dudes gonna have numbers retired. They're gonna have numbers in the rafters. But now it's next gen. And the next gen crew, it's not just Ja. You got Jaren. You got Desmond. You got Stacey Augman, little brother, in terms of having the long ass arms, and DeAnthony Melton. And he looking, who plays much longer than what he is. You know what I'm saying? And then John Conchar last night, 15 and 17 off the pine.
Right. Who is John Conchar?
he actually was a two-way dude. Two-way contract guy, worked his way up, found a spot in the rotation.
Right.
Just working his ass off doing his thing. And it's just like, we talk about this as of late, Big Shot, especially as of late with COVID, depth is the most important, one of the most vital tools that you're going to need to get through this thing. And I like the depth because right now, that this team is without Dillon Brooks. But the engine continues to keep rolling. Josh steps off, they pick up the defensive intensity. He comes back, he fits right, he holds up his end. So that's the cool part about it. It's like, whether we go to 12 tonight or not, the run gonna continue to go because they were 10 and 10, and right now they 30 and 15.
Yeah, they've been on a tear for about a month and a half. MJ, I want to go to you real quick. MJ is from Northwest area, Chicago area. What I love about this for Memphis is obviously winning the championship is the ultimate goal. But there are very few things in sports that are as exciting as when your young star goes to the next level.
Yeah.
Like when Derrick Rose was drafted by the Bulls in 2008, when he became that guy 3 years later, it was exciting as heck for the city to have a young guy become what he's becoming. And I think it's incredibly exciting, man, for Ja, that Ja has become what he's become this early, especially for a city like Memphis. You know, we get so stuck on the Lakers and the Knicks and yada, yada, yada. But for a city like Memphis, or what it was like for Milwaukee when Giannis becomes.
Hey, stop wearing that away shit in 191 Beale Street. You can take that away shit. You can trade that in and get you some hot seats, courtesy of the GOAT of the Bluff. This, that was done like that. Like I made the post this morning, I equated that to that time that Michael Evans left the Junior Warlords on Good Times. That kind of powerful change that we need out here in the community. That's for the culture, I think. Shout out to Lord Demetrius.
Hey, well, I'm gonna go right back to MJ, but real quick on that. That might be one of the greatest marketing things that's ever been done in the history of the league. That was whoever thought of that, raised for you, sir or ma'am. Whoever thought of that. MJ, young player, growing up. Talk about just that transition and that evolution into stardom that Ja's going through.
It happened just like any star, opportunity. I got killed for saying they should trade Dylan Brooks for Gary Trent because he'll fit better with their system. Unfortunately, and I hate injuries, so this is not me saying anything, but we're seeing what a small taste of this will be like if Dylan Brooks was not playing alongside Ja Morant, him at his 27.8% usage rate. Because he was hurt, it forced Ja Morant to be utilized more, but Ja Morant is the type of player that doesn't exert a lot of unnecessary energy unless he's jumping. He's a downhill guy. So he's not going to play with you tween, cross, tween, cross, tween, cross, tween survey. No, he at your head, you cut me off, I switched your center line of balance, and I'm back at you again. You help, I make the pass. That's how he plays. So I don't mind if his usage rates in the 30s because I know it's an efficient 30% usage rate. I know he's not wasting time. And when have the athletic gifts that he has, you don't want to waste time because the double team is about to come. You don't got no time to play with it because you're so athletic, the double team has to come. More skilled guys who aren't as athletic, they need all of that to kind of lure to sleep, to kind of read and react. Hence the reason why I'm not necessarily mad at the Luka Doncic's of the world who are not as athletic explosively, but by the same token, I know stopping the ball like that cannot be conducive to winning. Ja has found the happy medium already, but it was because Dylan Brooks got hurt. I'm sorry. I love the kid. I think he has all the potential in the world. But when you have a guy that is going to just be used that much on offense and have to, make up some stuff, I mean, I think he can still stay on the team. I'm not saying get rid of him right now, stay on the team. But I'm saying that's something that y'all probably going to have to look at in the future if he's going to ask for the bag.
And something else I also want to add in too. Jaren Jackson, he actually has learned how to defend without fouling.
He's improved. He's gotten much better at not picking up so many fouls.
And he's having stat lines where he's having 4, 5, 6 block shots, a night over the stretch as well. So just that's keeping him on the floor though. It's keeping him on the floor. Key times, he's knocking down the jumper, he's taking cats off the bounce. All of that, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, everybody that's pretty much, it's fun as hell just to really listen to it, even on the radio, and just listen to the buzz around town because it's like, they still don't know shit. Just as a fan base, it's like you love them dearly, but they still gonna say outlandish shit. Such as that's like when MJ threw the trade proposal out and they wanted to challenge it. It's like, One cat was like debating me. No. We don't do that debate shit. We can show you on film what we talking about, though. Especially when you start talking about matching up the money and getting the value back out of it. That's what we're looking at. And it's
That's
a
not
good
checking.
problem to have. That's the point that
Oh,
I
yeah.
think MJ was making with the scenario in general. So even with that, it's like, yo, that was a taste where it's like, yo, they still really don't know shit, but let's ride with the excitement.
I want to get Trav up in here so Trav can get his piece, his opening monologue, because we're going to go around on rapid fire all over the place. Another team that's been hot, low-key hot recently is Philadelphia. And anytime you talk Philadelphia, there's two places you can go. There's Joel Embiid, who is back terrorizing the league again. To me, we talk about guys who there is no matchup for in the league. He at the top of the list. There's nobody in the league that can guard him anywhere on that floor. But of course, Trav, then there's the flip side of the coin in Philadelphia. The Ben Simmons trade, which we have been anticipating for God knows how long, looks like it got a little bit of momentum. We've heard Sacramento. We've heard Portland. We've heard Indiana. Trav, get you in here, man. What is the end game to this? Does he get moved before the deadline? Or is he really gonna sit here all season?
Man, I really think it really don't matter at this point because I think Doc has put it together to those guys like we're over this being talk. We done heard Doc went off on the media talking about don't ask me about Ben Simmons no more. We don't care about Ben Simmons no more. He's gone from the team. We're going to continue to play basketball. And I think they have done a good job. The 76ers have done a good job of playing with the chatter. They still hear it, but they have done a good job of making that a distraction that they don't need to worry about anymore. Ben Simmons, again, it just don't matter if he's going to be gone by Valentine's Day, before or after. It doesn't even matter at this point. As long as Embiid doing what he's doing, he's a problem. Like you said, he's a problem. Everybody else is playing good around him. Curry is playing good around him. Tobias gonna do what he do. Hey, my young guy out of Big Blue Nation, Tyrese Maxey, he's playing good. They're all playing good, man. And it's just fun seeing them be good. But I would like for them to take that next step and be on their turn like they was a couple of years ago in 19. It would be fun for them to be in that mix. They still be maybe a piece away. If they want to get rid of Ben early to try to get that piece so they can get the timing and the rhythm of that new piece to come in, the 76ers are right there again. They're right there again.
You're right there again. Go ahead, MJ.
No, I'll let you guys finish your thoughts because I'm actually change the subject. Go ahead.
No, you got to go and get
you good.
And then change the subject.
Okay.
Rapid fire. Go ahead.
No, I was like, just as we speak in real time, just wanted to give y'all an update on the standings. We talked about the Miami Heat before the beginning of the season. That Black Air Force energy was going to prevail. And as we speak right now, they're tied with the Nets for number 2 seed. Bulls are still holding strong on the number 1 seed. The Bucks look like they're trying to get healthy and figure it out. They're at the 4th. 76ers, as we just mentioned, is at the 5th. Cavaliers still just 6 games above 500, overachieving. They're at the 6th seed. Hornets is at the 7th seed. Raptors is at the 8th. People was ready to count the Raptors out, but you can't underestimate the heart of a champion. Tom Jonovich told y'all that. Wizards and Celtics round about 9 and the 10. So a lot of interesting things is going on in that Eastern Conference right now, and it's almost like the power shift flipped back a few years back, the East used to be very top heavy and everybody else was just kind of like whatever. Now it just seems like everybody else is really battling and it's a tough out no matter what. And it's a dope thing. But these Heat, like
we got a lot of balance that I don't think
Yeah.
we've seen before in the East. You know what I'm saying? That's the interesting part about it. It's like even when you look at the bottom tier of those, that's like, 9, 10, 11, they still around 500, but it's like, they got some pieces that can make shit interesting. At least coming up. You know what I'm saying? It's like you look at where the Hawks are.
Yeah, they could easily go on a run.
See what I'm saying? And then I'm a little baffled by the trade that they made yesterday. But,
Yeah,
Knicks.
happened. That was weird to me. There's something else behind the scenes on that.
gotta be.
No, it's actually simple. It's simple.
Okay.
If you not gonna be able to play well with Wario, we getting you out of here.
That's fair.
He said Wario.
Shout out Warrior though.
Even with John Collins, saying, a little bit of team, he said we need to be playing more team ball. 2 days later, he was in the trade talks. They not messing with y'all. They have a clear, divisive vision of building the Eastern Conference Golden State Warriors, and they're gonna do it come hell or high water. That's why everybody else was looking at side-eyeing that possibly trading for Ben Simmons thing. I was like, that's Draymond Green. That's the piece they missed. While John Collins is David Lee right now if he don't keep playing.
and he's mad. And he's mad that they ain't playing the way they want to play it.
That's the tricky part about this league in general because
I'm Philadelphia and the Hawks, I'm definitely revisiting that. I definitely would revisit that because if John Collins is unhappy, first of all, I think if you're Philadelphia, you're not going to get this big time top 10 player you think you're getting in return. But we can get over it. So you got to get over that now. But if John Collins, if I'm Atlanta, that might be something we might have to look at. Yeah. We might have to, I think it gets Ben off the ball, number one. Because as MJ said, Wario going to have the ball.
Get ready for that.
But it gets Ben off the ball. I think to some degree it helps with some of his issues. Not all of it, not completely.
No.
But I think it takes some of the edge off of him for him. So I don't think it's that bad a move or something. I think it's something they need to look at.
And
they gotta do something with him.
And with that, I'm gonna make a transition to high school basketball and then come bring it back at how it relates to NBA. But I was watching one of the teams that I have 4 kids that's playing right now. They training. Shouts out to the Lake Station Eagles. They are 9-0 right now. And one of the guys that they have at center is really a point guard, but because he's tall, got long extremities, and can pretty much guard every position, they put him at center. So he actually got a triple-double when I watched him. But the reason, if you saw the game, you can understand the reason behind it, because in high school basketball, the typical 6'4", 6'5" guy, he's playing like a big man, a traditional big man. It's not too many 6'7", 6'9" dudes that's handling, pulling up threes. If they there, they probably at IMG or Oak Hill or something. So what he was doing was he would just guard the paint, man down the paint when they missed, because they did. He would get the rebound and immediately start pushing. What does this do? This is an automatic fast break every time he gets the rebound now. So he got 15 rebounds in the game and ended up with 10 assists because every time he got the rebound, it turned into a push. If he's really a point guard, but he's playing center and he gets the rebound, the person that has to guard him on the other end, it's an automatic mismatch and it's automatic numbers because he can't run with a dude that's getting it and pushing it via dribble. Mm-hmm. They're not used to that. They're used to seeing the outlet and then they'll both sprint down and meet you in the paint and start that battle. Mm-hmm. So bringing it back to the NBA, the reason why Golden State is doing what they're doing because Draymond Green does the same thing. The second he gets the rebound, it's automatically a 5-on-4.
Yep.
And imagine them able to do this with Ben Simmons in Atlanta, who is really a point guard. But because he's 6'11", he don't necessarily have to guard the perimeter. You could put him on a 4 and he'll be okay. Most fours shooting threes anyway. But if he gets it off the glass and you got that boy Trey running the wing, you got Herter running the wing, you got, Gallinari filling in, like, and he got nothing but shooters and he's pushing full head of steam against a dude who is not used to guarding that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It could work. So it's about system and about creativity.
I think, to me, he could be Lamar Odom. Lamar was a power forward, but at 6'10", he could put it on the deck, good feel for the game, handle, not a tremendous shooter, although Lamar can stick an open jumper, but just make enough, they gotta honor it. But until he fixes that flaw, and we know what it is, that unwillingness to that is always going to be, until he fixes it, going to be his Achilles heel. And that's something that, maybe getting out of Philadelphia is what not fixes it, but he gets out of that city. And this ain't no shade of Philadelphia, but that's a rough city to play in if you are not mentally all there.
Is he scared? That's the thing. Is he scared? You are #1 draft pick, man. You cannot be scared.
You can't be.
You cannot be scared.
Is he scared, or is he just shutting down because he's not used to all of the negative animosity and energy because he's a coddled kid?
Yeah, I think it's.
See, this is the thing. Y'all don't want to go down this pipeline because I will break down your favorite player.
I think
Psychologically,
I think it's more of that, MJ, than it is scared. I think he's just ultra coddled.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about mental health often. Think about all the guys so far that's pretty much said I struggle with mental health that actually put that out there. Look how they're playing right now. That burdens off. I don't think Ben Simmons struggles with mental health. What I think is he was used to being told that he was the man and he was great, and this camp probably still say that. But in Philly, when you go to places like Philly, when you go to places like New York, when you go to places like Chicago, Memphis, there's a certain type of dog they want to see because that's what they understand. That's what they know. That is the culture of basketball. That is the culture of the city or the area. Ben Simmons came from Australia. And it's a rough place there too in certain places, but it's a different rough. Like you got to deal with like all sorts of animals that dudes in the hood will never even think about trying to deal with.
Right.
But by the same token, we deal with a different animal, and our aggressiveness, our grit, our grind, as Memphis always say it. We're in your face, confrontational type of area. Philly, New York, all of them. Like if they feel something, they gonna say it, and they love you afterwards. But that's just how they feel.
Right.
Whereas Ben, he used to that. He like,
and
he takes that personal. But instead of taking it personal and performing like Ja did, he takes it personal and shut down.
Goes into a shell.
Oh, I do not like that, man.
And you talk about, of course there was trade suggested. Of course, the Lakers. My thing was this. Yes, LA is a cool city, relaxed city. But you playing with LeBron.
Yeah.
You talk about playing with expectations. There is no pressure that we have seen greater than being the third man on a team with LeBron James.
Russell Westbrook.
Second that ain't doing what he's supposed to do.
So to me, getting him to LA doesn't solve anything. And actually it make it worse because the Lakers gonna be on this TV 300 more times, and they're gonna be the first topic on your favorite whack debate show every day. You struggle with LeBron, Watch what happens to you.
And you bringing in a dude that is pretty much given the same problem that Westbrook is getting.
What happened, Trav?
Man, Iguodala got a steal and just threw the ball behind his back. It was on the other end of the court, threw it behind his back. It took like 2 bounces. Dude caught it in mid-stride.
He threw like a 75-foot behind the back.
Hey,
Yes.
They have fun.
Yeah, they do.
Well, I tell you.
They do what they want. Now, we talk about some other squads that I think have kind of gone under the radar. MJ, you talked about Miami, the Black Air Force energy. That's a team under the radar. For a team that went to the finals last year, 2 teams that went to the finals, kind of quiet about talking about Milwaukee and Phoenix, but Phoenix has been just kind of steady this first half of the season. Booker, even though he got a little issue with mascots and things like that. Devin is playing very well. Chris Paul is just doing the Steve Nash thing again. Chris just gonna come out there. He gonna get these 15, 5, and 9, no turnovers. Milwaukee, we talked about her early, but watching do it the other night, man. Hamm, bring you back in. I look at Giannis sometime, and it's just like, this is impossible. That type of dexterity combined with strength, it's something else to watch. Like it's just he's a different thing right now.
He's different. And then when you add in that cachet of winning the championship in the fashion and the way that he won a championship, puts him on a different mantle. But he one of them where it's like this, that when you start talking about individual best player, fuck that. Look, you got dudes like Kim, Durant, dudes that just got their own way and own lane of doing shit. And you look at Giannis, it's like, yo, he really the one who's gonna be the best for a long time going forward because of the tools the unmatched tools that you just spoke about. It's like ain't nobody else got this shit.
Nobody
this dude.
He got that combination of length and strength at the same time.
And I found myself if I go back a decade, I'm saying the same shit about LeBron. You know what I'm saying? You weren't finding that combination of 6'8", 250, 260, whatever. That's probably running the 4.4 and the 40. You know what I'm saying? The 10.5 and 100 or whatever the hell. But it was just next level. And now you got a different breed, different hybrid breed of it with this dude. And now he know how to win. Now he know how to kill you.
He out there hurting folks' backs and stuff like that last night. Oh, jeez.
This is what makes him even worse. Remember what I told you? If you got a big that can get off the glass, it's an automatic fast break. He's an automatic 5-on-4 at half court. So he's not doing it just vertically no more. He's doing it horizontally. In your set, you don't even have to call a play. You throw him on the top of the key and give him the ball, and you're going to get a 5-on-4 look. Or 4-on-3, because once he drives, you have to help. Don't help him if you don't want to. Go ahead.
Yeah, I hit a step and a half from the bucket.
Man, he gonna dunk on you. He will dunk on you and
he'll put you fast.
Yes.
I tell people all the time, it's what separates the levels between that dude and superstars is superstars, you build a system around them. That dude is the system.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Giannis is the system. I don't care if you run Princeton. I don't care if you run Triangle. I don't care if you run D'Antoni. I don't give a fuck what you run.
He is
dirty. 12, 7. That's what's happening.
He is him.
MJ, he's hit that level. Trav will recognize this because Trav, big time Spurs fan.
Duncan.
Where is Duncan? It's when Giannis step in the gym, 28, 12,
Right
5,
there.
it's 3. Every night.
Every night.
It's the same thing. Now, obviously, he's doing it different than a Tim Duncan. He is consistently just like we all use the word dominant, sometimes overused.
Mhm.
But Giannis is just consistently dominating every night. Win, lose, whatever. And Trav, you've been on the Giannis actually, to be like, Trav has been on Giannis train. Him and MJ probably have been on the Giannis train the longest. Trav, I go over to you. We should listen to you and MJ. Probably we should.
Don't do that, man. Don't do that.
I get a few right time.
Hey, before I make this statement, man, let me give a shout out to Common Tune. He's off in live, just going off. He's basically agreeing with a lot of stuff. Yes, we seen Marquita Williams. We seen you in there too. I'm gonna shout you out too. Dennis King. I got my guy Buck. And Tyrell, Mr. Hannibal Lecter, we got them off in there too. So we see everybody, man. I just want to give y'all a shout out.
Stop eating that cosplay barbecue, Ty. Get that in.
Yeah. So, but
I'm about to buy a tri-tip for Christmas.
But man, Giannis is just he don't care. It's like, I don't want it to make it that simple because it ain't that simple, but for people to understand the process of what he has done and what he has achieved in the NBA, he don't care. He's gonna shoot air balls, he don't care. He's gonna free throw air ball, he don't care. He's gonna turn the ball over, he don't care. Why he don't care? Because he know he has chances to redeem himself, and he can do it. He can do it, man. I mean, bottom line, he's up and running for another MVP.
Yeah.
Because
I told y'all at the beginning of the season, I was like, he's gonna have an FU season. I told y'all. I'm like, y'all ain't giving enough respect to this man. He gonna come back with an FU season. The problem is there's 5 other people that's coming back with FU seasons too.
Giannis is Dr. J with the sliders turned all the way up.
and added 4 more inches because you bought some VC points.
4 more inches and the sliders turned up on Dr. J. That's Giannis. He just glide around the court. He taking off from 19 feet way up here. You like, oh, Giannis ain't gonna dunk that. Yeah, he is.
Dennis King, if I didn't shout you out, I got you too, Dennis. Preacher, man. I see you too.
And then you add in, now he's added that with IQ, like basketball IQ and acumen. So now he understands, if I set this screen, this dude is going to be open. Now he understands, I have a smaller dude on me. I don't have to beat him off the dribble. Let me just throw his little ass in the post. Now he understands, if this help side come, let me plant on 2 feet, reverse pivot and give you this fall away that you cannot block. And I'm not worried about anybody stopping me now, because whatever you show me, I've seen it already. And the worst thing you can do for a great player is show them every possible defense they can see. Yeah. And he's now entered to that matrix level. KD, you can't put no defense on him. He's seen it all. Steph, he ain't seen them all. Giannis is now in that category where there is no defense you could put on him that he ain't seen already. What, you gonna make up some shit?
Pun intended. He's a 94 feet.
Bron, I mean, obviously Bron. You know, I don't even mention his name no more because he should be a given. If I gotta mention his name, you clearly don't know basketball. You're a Bron fanatic, and I don't have the energy for you this year. to
He's
cater
grandfathered
to your
in.
Yes,
fanatic.
that's the perfect thing to say. He's grandfather.
He's grandfathered in, but at this point, I mean, because you got to give him his nod too, just for what he's laying out on a statistical performance standpoint. He bringing that shit. It just
I'm
he
just
ain't got
rooting for him
the
to
that
pass
mystique
Kareem.
ain't there.
That's what I told y'all. He'll care about this. He care about the ring, but he's trying to catch Kareem. That's with 10,000 assists and 10,000 boards. You add that, and he passes Kareem. He don't got to win another ring. It's
40K, 10K, 10K. That's the move right there.
That's insane.
That's
and I get to play with my son before I leave.
Yeah.
Now,
Or
you
against
talk about P's. I said Durant, DeRozan, Curry, and Ja was 1, 2, 3, and Giannis 5. Because, and I hear, what about Jokic? First of all, Jokic is having an unbelievable year. Like, he playing better than he did last year when he was MVP. But y'all, I want to know where y'all stand on this. I feel like the winning got to count for something.
Yeah.
It got to count for something, right? And all these great players, you got to delineate somewhere. And I blame Russell Westbrook because when Russell Westbrook won that MVP out 6 hole that year, people didn't feel like that opens the gate now. No.
I blame the committee. They should just gave it to Harden like they were supposed to.
So
because Harden was averaging 30 and damn near 10 assists that same year.
I think it was
that
the history
wasn't
though.
Harden.
I think it was the hit. And it was history on both with them because with Russ, you had something that hadn't happened in like 55 years. And then with Harden, he was the second player ever to have 2,000 total points with 900 total assists in the season. That happened in the same year. So it was like, yeah.
So where do y'all stand on that conversation?
I'm with you.
How much does the winning matter?
A lot. I mean, unless you're doing something like just stupid historical, i.e. Russ. Then now he done fucking normalized it now. It ain't even discussion no more now. It's like not saying that I'm downgrading it, but just the perception of it. It's like, okay, we used to you doing that shit now, but still the value that he put on it, that was a whole nother thing. But you still got to be able to have the factor in winning. You know what I'm saying? It has to be able to translate into the win. At this particular point, I have no clue about any of that. I can agree with the 5 you laid out there. And that would probably be the 5 that I would look at in terms of first team all NBA right now. But as far as a leader, that shit could change every day.
Yeah.
It's like a power ranking type feel for the MVP right now, just because you got this many dudes that's laying it down like that.
You know
Trav,
something?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
You know something? Up until Westbrook's MVP season, us basketball purists didn't believe that you can get a triple-double and looting a riot at the same time. We always thought a triple-double meant something. We didn't know what it meant, but we was like, it got to account for something. And because Westbrook, quote unquote, we didn't, and this was before we knew Oladipo was real. This is when we was making all of these excuses for, Sabonis. We thought Sabonis wasn't what he really was. We thought he did not have the talent. And we thought with the talent that he had, these triple doubles was carrying a team that was sorry. That's what we thought. Until they traded those two dudes, they started acting a fool. And Paul George went in there, had probably his worst statistical season since his sophomore year in the NBA.
Yep.
Then we start realizing, wait a minute. Is this triple-double helping or hurting the team?
Right.
Is this triple-double helping superstar players or hurting superstar players? Because the same triple-double you got the year after with Paul George and Carmelo Anthony, y'all still an 8th seed. Y'all actually was a worse seed than you were when nobody was there.
I think
we thought nobody was there.
I think he averaged a triple 3 years in a row And I don't
He
think
averaged in Washington too.
they were never higher than 5th.
Mm-hmm.
They were never higher than 5th.
Mhm.
So we've learned new information that all triple doubles aren't created equal. Now that we know it, we got flim flam one time. We ain't gonna get flim flammed again. So now that we take that out of the equation, we always do. You know, you can average 35, your tape be trash. We just call you a hawking motherfucker, as Jay Hamm said. We do okay. Now, you
Get
know,
that
people
shit
are
out,
calling
Chief.
triple double, you know, just cardio action, which, you know, salute to him for being in enough shape to want to do all that. Salute.
Yeah.
But the more that we're looking at this, the more that we're starting to see certain things. Until, you know, you just get a superhuman dude, you can't break certain rules. And it's only about a couple of left. First rule is if your usage rate is over 35%, you ain't winning no damn championship.
Luka.
Gaduntress. Hey man, it's like the old saying goes, like playing dominoes, man. Now all money is good money. Not all money is good money. It looks good statistically, but overall, it ain't. Y'all know how I am about Joker. That's my guy. That's my guy. I watched him see him, but I'm with you on this, Big Shot. I mean, like how Flo said on the progressive commercials, man. Only winners get sprinkles.
It sprinkles. Like it just has to mean something. And this is why Ja's in the MVP conversation to me.
Right.
Why Frozen
Yeah.
in the MVP conversation to me, because DeMar DeRozan is getting his while somebody else is too. He and Zach LaVine, the highest scoring duo in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, DeMar DeRozan, quote unquote, has help, but it's winning, it's getting others, because Lonzo is having a really good year now. Caruso's having a good year. They got Vujovic, who's having that's MVP level hoops. When you can get yours and everybody else looks better too.
And that's also the highest level of maturity for your game. Because now you've reached a point where nobody is going to stop me from doing what I do, in addition to me enhancing what you do and making your life easier. And
Exactly.
that is the pure definition of the award. Most valuable player. It ain't say the best. It say the most outstanding. It say the most dominant. If y'all want to debate that, create an MDP then, most dominant player. Create an MSP, most skilled player. Create a bunch of M space P's that you want to create to be able to, you know, fulfill all these things. Most valuable leader, whatever the hell you want to create, do it. Right now, valuable player.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning you take this dude off this team, it's not going to happen. Rosen wasn't on that team last.
Who was that challenged Stephen Curry? Stephen Curry won it back to back, correct?
Yeah.
He won like 15
Harden
and
the first year.
16.
It was Harden the
That was
first year.
Harden. And Harden statistically was out there. Like he was out there, but with Golden State winning the way they was, again, winners get sprinkles at that point. They kind of flipped.
They finished like 10 games ahead of them.
Right. So they kind of flipped it. So now the narrative of this whole MVP deal is statistically all of a sudden with Russell Westbrook winning the way he done with the 6th seed, which is like, why did y'all change that? So they kind of flipped it on us as far as how to judge an MVP at this point. Because now, I mean, I hate to say it, they do kind of make that range for Joker, but we know he ain't gonna get it like that, because what Joker is doing is not what Russ did as far as a triple double and a milestone of the NBA that he broke. He broke Oscar Robinson's whole deal. He destroyed it. So that's what I think the reason why Russ got that year, because again, James Harden statistically on a winning team,
was as good.
Was just as good.
Was good. And to me, this is where we talk about the level of difficulty. If Memphis keeps their level and Ja keeps his level, to go from the play-in to 3 in the West is a much more difficult task than you put up a bunch of numbers and finish 8.
I'll say this. Even as a 3 in the West, if they could get to about 57 to 60,
Absolutely.
wise, he'll be the youngest MVP ever.
I don't think it's out the question. If you telling me none of us, nobody, when I say nobody, I really truly mean nobody, not exaggeration, said Memphis is going to finish 3 in the West and win 55 games this year. Nobody had that. And you tell me this kid, I'll give you another guy. We talk about MVP who gets hurt in this conversation because the numbers aren't spectacular. But I guarantee you, if you took him out the lineup for more than a couple weeks, they struggle. And that's Chris Paul and Sons.
I mean, and I was just about to mention this to you as well, as far as this MVP too, because we got to actually incorporate the truth if we're going to say it. The truth is too, the individuals who vote MVP, even now that they saying the players voted, I don't know how it works anymore, but I know for a fact when the media was voting MVP, I know that storyline was included.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they don't want to admit it, but storyline is included in that. And if you're going to include it in that, you know, you automatically take out guys like Steph, KD, and Giannis because they're like, well, people are tired of them. Despite the fact that they balling. Like, I hate the fact that, you know, you penalize a dude for being too good that you move the goalpost and he got to do something even more ridiculous. That sucks.
Right.
It sucks.
Right.
But, you know, if we're going to incorporate everything that goes into the MVP voting, which most of it is politics, they do want a feel-good story. And since they want a feel-good story, that's why job. But that's the reason why Chris Paul will never win it, because he doesn't do nothing special enough to warrant it. All he does is win in the regular season. And that ain't enough for y'all.
Man, Embiid out here fade away like he Michael Jordan or something out here, man.
Embiid is. I think to me, in Hamm is. I mean, not Hamm.
Hamm I like.
Yeah.
MJ, you can talk about this. I think after Kevin Durant, I think he's the next best scorer in the league.
This is what I've said about Embiid. What I said about Embiid is when I saw him after year 3, I told everybody. I'm still on track. I said by 2023, everybody's gonna need a big man because there ain't nobody that can guard this dude. 2022 now. If he wins the title, or if he does, you got to think he was 3 bounces away from possibly seeing the Warriors in the final. Literally 3 bounces. Boom, 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 drop. 3 bounces away. So not like he that far off.
Right.
He ain't that far off now.
We're going to look back at that team as one of the biggest missed opportunities in the history of the league. When you tell me Process, Ben, JJ Redick, Tobias Harris, and Jimmy Butler.
They missed that one. They
missed that one.
They fumbled the bag.
As the kids say, Trav, they fumbled the bag.
Fumbled the bag on that one, yes. Because they had them. They had them dead to rights.
That's a lot of talent. That's a lot of talent together. And y'all got dealt with by Easter. Easter Sunday, I'll never forget that. Easter Sunday, 2019, they got it. Or was it Mother's Day? It was one of them. It was
one of them holidays, something like that. It probably was. I think there was. It maybe was Easter. Had to be Easter because that was an Eastern Conference Finals, right?
It was semis.
That was semis. Yeah, that's April. That's Easter. That's Easter.
So, fellas, we get ready to wrap the show up here about 10 minutes and let folks get in their Friday night in. This is Martin Luther King weekend, which also means it's a big weekend for high school basketball. The Hoop Hall tournament on ESPN, Martin Luther King Monday. Your local tournaments is thriving. I'm gonna take y'all back to high school, man. I'm gonna take y'all back. Best high school player you've ever seen. Regardless of what happened in NBA, best high school player you ever seen live.
Jabari Parker. I saw this sophomore. Hey, first and foremost, when he was invited to that turkey tournament, I was reading the brochure they give you, and
right.
You know how they got your name and the position of the player and the grade level. I
Yeah.
saw this one name in particular that on Semi, and it said this name, then it said the grade, which was the 10th, and then it said had a G, a F, and a C next to it. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, what the hell is this? I've never seen this before.
He's one.
It said G, comma, F, comma, C, comma. I hit my boy next to me right then and there. I'm like, hey, I don't know who this dude is, but if he is sophomore and they got all these letters next to his positions, he probably gonna be good. And then he commenced to just working out with the left. He working his left hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just looking like a kid should not be able. He was Carmelo with a left.
Yeah.
I'm like, a kid should not be able to use their offhand like this. Like, not at 16. This is stupid. Then I did some background. I'm like, oh, Sonny Parker's father. This makes all the sense in the world now. Like, he was tapped in on some stuff we didn't know about back then. So, but yeah, seeing him was just a pleasure. Like, and shout out to my guy DeJuan Morrell. He actually was battling him back. It wasn't like he was scared. It was a back and forth.
Shout out to DeJuan, yeah.
But just to see what he was doing as a sophomore, at that time he was about 6'4", had the ball medium post, jab step, jump shot, got the ball on the break, dribble left, Euro dunk with the left. As a sophomore, guard, forward, and center, it was just ugly. Like, yeah, it was sickening.
Trav, who you seen high school level?
The Mississippi Comet, man. Monte Ellis.
Yeah.
Monte was just he's a different type of fast. He's a different type of shooter. He's a different type of jump. Like, everything he did was just on an elite level. Him going to the league, no questions about it. Dude was something special. Like, whoo! Man, we seen him after like high school. We went to a little tournament down in Jackson, Mississippi, and we had a team playing to him. Man, he did whatever you want, however, whenever you want. Like, you want 60? How do you want this 60? You want 40? How you want this 40? How do it you requested, he's just gonna ask you how you want.
How
would you like your steak, sir?
Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what it was. He's just that good, man.
Monte is one guy. I know MJ, you did a post on 94 Field Life a long time ago about just guys that like we may forget who were never like all-star players, but who were just like, Monte Ellis was like that. You talk about the speed, the athleticism, and to be like 6'2", 6'3", not be a great shooter, and you still just do whatever you feel like it. Monte was one of the ones.
Yeah.
He was
cultural icon.
Monte Ellis have it all.
Yeah, literally. And then, he had to warm that up, and he did that magical handshake.
Yeah, that magical, yeah.
They let him in the dough handshake.
Yeah.
Let that thing warm up. Let that thing warm up.
My guy, my high school guy, man, I saw live. It was Jason Kidd. He's still the best high school guard I've ever seen. to this day, it just that combination of strength and speed and intelligence. J Kidd in high school was unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. He was something else. He was something else. He's the best high school guard I've ever seen to this day.
You told me something about you, like I ain't never seen a dude dominate the game with 10 points.
10 points. Dominant 10 points. Most dominant 10 points I've ever seen. Unbelievable, man. So I'm definitely gonna check out some of the hoop hall tournament over the MLK. So as we wrap up, I've been catching up on my college hoops a little bit. And I gotta tell you, it's never the case where anybody can win. I still think it's about 5-6 teams that can win it. But I'm gonna be fair. And I know my guy Coach Les thinks I'm harsh. Trav thinks I'm harsh on him too. But I'm gonna be fair. I think Kentucky going to the Final Four. I would be honestly. It's not a jinx, Trav. I like their team. I like the way that team is built. Kentucky and Purdue, right now, to me, are the two of the teams I've seen this year. Those are the two most impressive teams I've seen in college hoops this year. Kentucky and Purdue.
And, with Calipari, he reminds me a lot of Doc Rivers in this sense. It's like they're just basketball purists. The less you give them, the better they actually do, because they can just focus on coaching basketball. Doc is going on this run because he flipped it to his team like, look, we ain't worried about none of this stuff. I'm just going to worry about basketball. Calipari, the first time in a long time, he actually had a paint presence that wasn't just trying to make it like to the league on some one and done stuff. This dude is hard hat lunch pail. I'm gonna get you these 23 boards. 15 of them is offensive.
Speak awesome.
My guard is like, no, my guard ain't necessarily a NBA guard, but at this college level, I get wherever I want. Yes. Everybody gets
Little Wheeler and Ty.
Wheeler and Ty are very much like Marcus Teague.
Yeah.
Like
and Duran Lane.
Duran.
Yep.
They got Grady who can shoot it. They got the big fella in. Like, as much as I give less crap about Kentucky and all that, this edition of Kentucky,
it's grown man hoops.
I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna tell y'all this. If we sticking to college, of course you're gonna see. Watch out for Baylor. Watch out for Baylor. Watch out for Kansas. Watch out for your Gonzagas, and of course Duke is gonna be there. But I'm gonna tell y'all a team. Before I mention this team, we're going to make a list of don't shake these people hand list. We're gonna make that list real soon. These are coaches. We're gonna do that. But Bruce Pearl has a team over there in Auburn. Number 10.
I've been watching them.
Yeah.
Number 10 is Kevin Durant-ish. I'm just gonna say ish.
Yeah, his handle ain't as tight.
His handle ain't as tight, but the build, the way he plays the game, the feel he has for the game.
Yeah, he's tough.
He's one of them.
He's tough.
Number one overall.
And their team is a lanky team. Like they can switch on everything, and they got this one little guard. Oh Lord.
He looked like Sharif Jr. It looked like Sharif 2.0 almost. They play the exact same way. Maybe they teaching it. I don't know.
He is a dog.
Yeah. Bruce Pearl will always have at 3 or 4 guards. They're just tough.
He didn't get them fair, man. We know this. He did not get them fair.
Yeah, Bruce, you can't shake Bruce's hand. Bruce
can't shake his hand.
Yeah, but the SEC playing basketball is like different now. Like It's like 7 teams I can name in the SEC that's just like it could go either way. Either they lose to a mid-major in the first round, or they make a run to the championship. Like it's 6 teams in the SEC that can do that, and it sucks because I ain't filling out no bracket because that shit there is impossible to pick. Like,
I didn't fill out a bracket last year. I ain't gonna do it this year either. I don't.
I mean, I could drop them for you. Alabama, Kentucky, Auburn.
Y'all know
Tennessee,
I'm
like,
gonna do one, man. I'm gonna do one the old-fashioned style. I'm gonna get
for the
my
culture.
paper.
Do one for the culture, but I'm not. And then we didn't even talk about Big Ten. Like, Purdue's going to be there. They have a lottery player of their own right now, and they got size, they got lift, and you're not going to. Purdue is not going to lose. You got to beat them.
Yeah.
Big Eddie.
Teams like that sucks. It sucks to play teams like that.
That's Trav.
It sucks to play
Big
teams
Eddie,
like that.
man. Eddie. Oh, that one move. He impressed me so tough with that one move, man. He did, man, with the spin and the turn, man. Oh, God.
And you always gonna have Villanova.
Villanova will be there.
Here when
Death
the
taxes in Villanova.
Death taxes in Villanova. So yeah, we about to hit that peak of this conference season in college basketball. So definitely start tuning in.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we're gonna let folks enjoy their Friday. Shout out to Hamm, Trav, MJ. It's great talking with y'all. We're gonna do this again. We're gonna try not to take as big a break, but we'll be around soon. Remember, 94 Feet of Life is the Facebook group. Scene is the Facebook fan page. Scene is the YouTube. Subscribe, like, follow, share, tag a friend, tell a friend. Basketball for the people, by the people. We out.